Welcome to KRL.
He's going on the outside, down the inside. Rob Dog on Wilco. Oh, don't touch, fellas. Side by side, nothing in it. Hackett and Thorpe. Thorpe and Hackett. But V8 man is very, very close. Is he going to have a go down into the hairpin? Oh, Wilco stays out wide. Leaves the door open for Dane, and Dane goes down the inside and takes the lead. But now Wilco's going to have a crack back for him around the outside. Can he get it done? Jimbo breaks a little bit early. They almost touch. But Jimbo comes out of the final corner onto the start finish straight, and I reckon he's going to hold on. Wilco, yes! It's Righty in 11th, Mr. Wright. Looking to go down the inside of Nobby Doldrums, and he's going to get that job done. And I reckon Barters, is he going to win out? Can he hang it around the outside? They touch, but Mighty Murph gets through. Nights a week, Wednesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, here on the Kid Buyers YouTube channel.
It's time to go racing for KRL. Good morning, good afternoon, and finally, good evening. Hello and welcome to round 6 of this KRL season. We do apologise about the technical difficulties. What sort of stream would it be without the technical difficulties, I hear you ask? But boy, oh boy, how good is it going to be tonight? 13 people, 13 already watching the stream as I welcome my co-commentator for tonight, who's... well, he's also Bert Mylander, if you don't mind, as well, a bit later on in the evening. Jason Wilkinson, hello, we are back.
Yes, we're back. The nice little week break, and we're here for the Enduro. And God, these cars under lights look bloody magnificent, Trev, don't they? So yeah, we've got a quali it's 2 a.m. at the moment in game, so nice cold conditions, track temp of 22 degrees, you see at the top right there. And yeah, these drivers will be hoping to get into a 219, which Harvey, the big horse, he's only done one race in Tier 2, and he absolutely wiped the floor with everyone at Paul Ricard, Trev. So he's back tonight, so Jacko's popped in a 19.7 or at 19.8. We might get those points up, and we go through the points because they're pretty close to the top top there, Trev.
Well, great little segue there, Wilco, and they certainly are close at the top. We speak of these points, and let's have a look at those points on your screen now. And there they are. It can't quite get much closer than that, can it, Wilco? Jacko on 75 points apiece with GRT02. And then it's Voodoo Child. Big shout out to this man. He does it all on 42 points. Nobby Nuts on 38. Jimbo 29. And then it's LJR Rose Racing 28. OGT. Where is the OGT army, I hear you ask? 26 points. Harvey Norman 25 points. Kilroy 23. Aussie Thunder on 16. Morning Glory on 10, along with Nemo as well for company. Rick Oztech on 4. And then Caleb, the man who's not easily scared, on 2 points. Sweet and Sour Pork, he's nowhere to be seen on 0. It's the Wolf on 0. And
It's
also
his birthday today, so Sweet and Sour Pork, if you're watching, mate, happy birthday. We'll catch you next week. So he's earned the night off, Trev.
He certainly has, and that was the points on your screen. As we've still got 13 wonderful people watching this stream. Don't be shy. Get your comments coming in because it is great to be back, Wilco. It's only been a week, but it feels like an awful lot longer than that. Mighty Murph wants to know, where is Jess Yates? We want to know as well, don't we, Wilco?
Jess, stop for a sec. Stop. So she's under my desk at the moment.
Could we say
we can't say that.
No, we can't say that. I respect the women. We can't say that, but, well, Murph, all we can say is that we were looking for her back in March at the Grand Prix, and we're still looking some 7 months later. But thank goodness that apparently the Australian Grand Prix will be back in its March time slot. We'll go after a few rumours that it might be in October, actually. But as Mighty Murph's saying, you can only dream, Jace. Oh, that's a little bit salty. Nice and early from Murph, as he is not racing
We'll go back
tonight.
to the action here. Yeah, he'll be on tomorrow night. We've got Jacko. He's on a lap at the moment, just going through Puong. Some of these corner names, Trev, aren't they magnificent as well? So here they are, going up to starting the last sector here. Oh God, that Porsche doesn't look good. What a good car. I'll let you take the rest of the lap way, Trev, as he gets up to Blanchemont and stuff soon.
We're looking at Jacko, I think, are we here? Where you've got Elmer Jacko in that beautiful Porsche 912, and looking very nice indeed. Look at that, as Blake D says, he's in the fence, and they're both in the fence. Thank you,
They're
Blake
all in the
D.
fence.
They're all in the fence, and look at that. Yep, we beat you to it there, Blake. They're all in the fence. Thank you very much. But look at Jacko. These cars looking very nice indeed around this Spa-Francorchamps circuit. And having a first look at everything now, stream is perfect, says Voodoo, as we take a look at Jacko coming out of the bus stop there and onto the main start-finish straight now. He comes across the line. He's 5/10 off of pole position at the moment.
He did a 2:19.8, so he almost matched his time. But here we go, let's have a look at this. Oh, he's gone a little bit deep. So hopefully he finishes his lap so we can watch how quick these cars through Eau Rouge are. They're not F1 spec, but it's still, some guys are going flat through Eau Rouge. Other guys, you just need to lift off a little bit just to keep the momentum up as Jacko goes flat. And oh my God, that was the biggest moment I think we've seen so far, Trev. That was a drift and a half.
Well, biggest moment for a long time, but he's currently 5/10 off. So Harvey Orse in P1 on that 2:19.3. Then it's Kilroy in second. We might just stick with Jacko because he did have a moment, didn't he, at the top of the hill there, going through Eau Rouge.
Oh, you had another moment there.
As
So I think
Bjorn,
he's cooked the tyres.
he has cooked the tyres. Voodoo. Look at that beautiful golden Ferrari there, golden black Ferrari glistening in the pit lane under the lights here as we take a look at LJR Rose Racing. What is he doing down there in P6? So there's some gaps here in the order, and we've only got a minute or so left in qualifying. So there's some pretty big gaps, and still two drivers, in fact, not including yourself, Wilco, yet to set a time, and it's a long lap around here.
It is, and it's a long pit lane too, so we do both pit lanes here, so not just the F1 where you come out at the exit of the hairpin, La Source, you actually go all the way, pit lane limiter, all the way up to the top of the hill there, or Radion, isn't it? So it's a long pit lane, takes about a minute to get out of it, as Jacko's had a massive spin and he's Bonda, as our mate Nemo would say. So he's around. GRT is on a lap though, but yeah, Bourne, how you going, mate? He's expecting to make his debut next week in Tier 2 for at Monza, Trev. So
Awesome.
One of Supercrunch's mates, and I'll let you take away the next comment.
Well, hello there, Big Shep. He can go 25 kilometres away from his house now, and I'm not sure whether that takes in Huey's Bakehouse or Sinbad's. But we're getting closer, Big Shep. A big hello to you and welcome to the stream tonight. Making up just one of our 13 viewers, but great to hear from the great man, Alan Shep. And I can't wait to get back and be able to have a beer, that's for sure. But I want to make a quick mention as we tick over to 14 now. V for Voodoo is commenting, and that reminds me, Wilco, look at these graphics that we've got at the moment.
Oh, he's a legend.
Unbelievable stuff. Just have a look at that overlay there. Live streaming commentary from yourself and myself racing 2 nights a week, Tier 1 and Tier 2, of course. But unbelievable. Huge shout out to our man, Voodoo Child, because he is absolutely magnificent. Just been watching some of his work too on some of the scary stuff. And how good is it? And we've got to get our man to 90. What's he on? 91 subs.
Into the 100.
Get 100. I've made up 6 accounts and subscribe to each one of them. So if everybody can do that, that would be fantastic. As we take a look at Jimbo Jones, who coincidentally is also a big fan. Here he comes across the line.
Ooh, now Big Horse. Big Horse is the last guy across the line. Can he extend his gap here, Trev? I reckon he's going to do... do you reckon he'll get an 18 or do you reckon he'll go low 19, Trev? You call it.
It's going to be, it looks like an
low 19, I reckon.
Low 18. Here we go across the line.
Oh, he got it.
You can't get much of a lower 18 than that. He goes with a 2:18.972. And that is all she wrote for qualifying. And look at this. Big hello. V for Voodoo. Only room for one Alan around here, says Murph Shep, downtown at Warrnambool. I do know a guy who runs a speedway down there. Big hello to you, Shep, and great stuff down there at Warrnambool. That's more than 25 kilometres, isn't it, from Carrum
well,
Downs?
Yeah, that's another story. Don't worry about
anyway,
that.
Blake says, I don't trust people named Ellen, and that's understandable. Mighty Murph says, no one likes people named Blake, so the comments up and about. But with 15 now, these are world record numbers watching this stream. I am going to have to jump out and rejoin this game. But in the meantime, everyone knows our regular KRL intro, but we've got something a little bit new tonight.
Let me just jump in before that. We'll try and do a little bit longer, waste an extra 30 seconds or so. But yeah, so tonight is going to be a formation lap, and yours truly is going to be the safety car. So we're going to get Trev to leave in a minute, and he's going to do a nice intro that our man Voodoo made. So we'll get that started now, and we'll join you back, or you guys will join us back on the formation lap.
We'll be back right after this here on KRL. It's round 6, the first of the endurance races this week. We'll be back in a moment.
game and
keep it on the black stuff. And I tell you what, he needs to get back on the grass in a minute and a half. He just needs to stay off it long enough to, oh, look at that. He is absolutely giving it everything, but don't forget about Jimbo Jones, who's, boy, I tell you what, is he going to fully send it or not?
Oh, this is going to be good.
This
Aussie
is...
Thunder and OGT as well, we're close together. So there's 3 battles going on here, Trev.
We got three battles. Where do you look? Oh, yes, we are back now for the race. We do apologise. 18 people, my goodness gracious me. This is outstanding. What a comeback after the mid-season break here. And it's almost race time. There we have it. You can see there a nighttime start. We'll get that out of your way. 18 people, absolutely fantastic. And I'm just wondering whether Bert Mylander's there at the moment. You can see all 12 drivers, or 13 technically, on the track at the moment, 13 cars. And Wilco, what are you looking to do at this early stage of the race? Just control that pace and make sure everyone keeps their distance before the start?
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm just making sure that no one's forgetting we have a formation lap and trying to drive off into the distance. But yeah, so hopefully all these boys, they've been told about 100 times, I've told them, make sure you leave us enough space so you don't get involved in any accidents during this formation lap. And if they do, I told them don't bother rocking up next week because you won't be invited back. So if people can't do a formation lap without crashing, they don't deserve to do a race without crashing. So
well, you know how it goes. You know how it goes all the time. You need to leave the space. But Big Shep, LOL, Mighty Murph, Voodoo saying best of luck, everyone. Hope it's going to be a great round. Head to that channel and subscribe to that man. He is an absolute genius. Blake says crash at turn 1 for sure. Cars upside down, he reckons. And Nobby Nuts saying, come on, GTR, send it, as Mighty Murph says. Can we get the safety car point of view? Yeah, we can. We're looking at him right now, but there we go. You can see Wilco controlling the pace before we get underway here in this race. You've even got, it does look like the safety car. In fact, I think it is the safety car.
Thank you, mate. I've done that well.
There we go. The number 999 safety car before we get underway. So, well, what are the chances of a start line pile-up, I hear you ask? Well, the comments section is going nuts because people think that we are going to get some action here into turn 1. So, Wilco, you're coming around to complete your lap. Do you just peel off after the start?
Yep, I'm pitting now. So they're maintaining the pace now. So Harvey's got the control, and we'll go towards him for the race start.
Here we go. So there we'll see Wilco peel off. Bert Mylander's heading off there. You can see that. That's a tricky pit lane, that one, Wilco, by the looks of it. But here we go, back to our race leader now. Through the bus stop chicane, it's Harvey Norman ahead of Kilroy in second and Jacko in third. And it is go, go, go! You know how it works by now. You can see Harvey leads into turn 1. Will we get a pile up into turn 1? I'm not too sure. It's not looking that way at the moment, but Kilroy slots into second, and then it is Jacko in third. And boy, oh boy, Jacko, they're looking to make some moves on Kilroy as they all stream through Eau Rouge. Look at that for the first time. Jacko, Jimbo, Voodoo. He's got LJR Rose Racing scaring him tonight. A little bit of a change up on this game. And GRT then in 7th. And somebody, we've got a couple of
Jimbo.
people off. And is that Jimbo off the track? Well, I saw a couple of cars. I saw the camera whiz by and a couple of people off the circuit there. Was it Jimbo there, Wilco? I'm not too sure. We can see him falling down the order now, so it must have been Jimbo there.
Yeah, it was Jimbo. Unfortunately, it's like he made a mistake at the top of the hill as Kilroy's just been overtaken by Jacko. But Harvey's stretching the legs already, Trev. He's bolted.
Look at that, not even halfway through the opening lap of this race. And Harvey Horse, Big Harvey, and the Big Horse is 1.7 seconds in the lead. And it's El Majacco ahead of Kilroy now. And look at this Voodoo just creeping up, and he's side by side with LJR Rose Racing, and that is a brave place. Look at that, great driving there from Voodoo. Wilco, he had to keep his foot in it, but Rose Racing is through. So Voodoo down to 5th, Jacko up into 2nd now, of course, and then we can see Kilroy still in 3rd position, I believe, and then it is Rose Racing, in fact, Voodoo GRT, and then it's Caleb, his mate, down there in 7th, Rick Oztech in 8th, but there are some battles right the way through the order here, and we're not even, we haven't even finished the first lap.
Yeah, so missing a few boys tonight, as we said, OGT, so the OGT army, if you're there, unfortunately he's away this week, but Nemo didn't last long exactly. I don't know what happened to Nemo. He's still in the pit strip, so he's almost going to go a lap down.
He's not going anywhere, that's for sure, but this man, quite the opposite. He leads this race by almost 4 seconds, if you don't mind, at the end of lap 118. Beautiful people watching. Great to have your company here tonight. And we have 39 minutes and a bit remaining in
Voodoo
this
and GRT.
race. And Voodoo Child, the Nigerian prince. Oh no!
GRT's. Oh no!
No, I reckon.
GRT's moved over under brakes, unfortunately, and he's got collected by Voodoo.
Oh no, now they're getting all collected. It's like bin night, Jace. What's going on there? They're collecting them all.
He's been left out.
Rubbish Binny was left out of the side, and then I think I sent you that picture, Wilco, and there actually was an Binny. But there we go, 2 laps to completed in this race, I should say, as Petrius Paradragi.
Oh, Kilroy
says, what's going on there with Kilroy? What's happening now? Absolute drama here.
He's had a big crash.
And a big crash for Kilroy. And, well, you're almost correct, Blake. He says it was lap 2, turn 1 for the crashes. And Nemo didn't last long. Petrius Pedrazio says F. And thank you, Petrius Pedrazio. And that is magnificent. Plenty of P's, Z's and O's there. But Kilroy is now in the pits. And Harvey Norman, there's no stopping him, Wilco. Lap 2, well in front of Jacko. But, Jacko, he's in the background. He's lurking, and he could be in with a shot here if he just gets his head down and focuses on this one.
Yeah, so those two have definitely stretched the legs. So there was a lot of talk during the week that Jacko and Harvey shouldn't be in Tier 2. And, well, Jacko is, and both of them actually are Tier 1 and Tier 2. But maybe we'll have to rejig the order, because these two are already 10 seconds ahead of the next car, which is Voodoo. Of course, there was a little mistake there with GRT and Rose Racing getting involved. So unfortunately, that's sort of scattered the pack a bit. But there's actually, if you go back to LJR Rose Racing, Crump, Rick, and Jimbo, they're almost 4 wide, Trev.
Look at that, 4 wide, and you can see there, well spotted there, Wilco. LJR, Crumpkin, High Crumpkin, and Jimbo Jones, and Wolf a little bit behind them, but Rick Oztech, look at that, Rose, Crumpkin, Jimbo, and look at this Jimbo on the outside. Is he going to make a move down there into the bus stop chicane? He certainly is. And he gets up into, where does that put him? Up into 7th or 6th?
6th, I think. I should flick over now. There you go, 6th.
There we go, 6th for Jimbo. Another fan of the Voodoo streams, of course. But where is Voodoo? Well, I can tell you where Voodoo is. He is up into 3rd. So the man, the full-time streamer now, the man who we've got to thank for the wonderful graphics. And is that Harvey?
Oh, what happened?
What happened to Harvey?
It's hard, and I can use the replay camera. Don't you do it, Trev, because it'll crash the game.
No, we.
But I can use the replay cameras, and I'll see what happens. Also check out what happens with Kilroy. So while I get the cameras all sorted, I'll let you keep going and call on the action.
Well, we'll push on here while Wilco investigates what happened there. So well, we've lost a few early on. As there we go, Voodoo now up to second. Incredible stuff from the Nigerian Prince, full-time streamer, and you can see what's happening.
I saw what happened to Kilroy. He, as he's going up Eau Rouge or to the top of Radion, he's hit the inside curb and speared out and hit the outside wall at like 190 k's an hour.
And that is, there's been some accidents up there, and it's never a good result. But Kilroy, and as Mighty Murph says, Trev, it kind of sounds like you're doing your HSV voice. Thank you for that. I'm not sure what he means by that. Let us know if the audio's sounding good. Let me just adjust a few things if it is not. But Kilroy, we know what happened to him. But what happened to Harvey Norman?
I'm watching Harvey now, so he's going up to Eau Rouge now. He goes through. Oh, he just lost the back end. He slammed the outside wall, and he's come back. Yeah, that was a big crash too. So that's two guys in the top three that have crashed.
Well, 2 out of 3. And as Blake says, hey Murph, remember RB6 at Monza? Who could forget? Thank you for that, Blake. I think that's Blake from Facebook, Blake, who's friends with Alan and etc. Let us know, Blake, if that indeed is you. Nobby Nuts says loud and clear. Thank you, Nobby Nuts, who has confirmed that we are coming through loud and clear. And just, we love to do the old mic test. But Big Darryl, Big Darryl Eastlake, as they rest in peace, Darryl. But look at this now. Unbelievable. It's Jacko 9.5 seconds in the lead. Unbelievable. 4 laps gone. It's a long lap here, and we've got a mighty long way to go. But boy, oh boy, he is absolutely killing it at the moment, as so is Murph in the comment section, who says, Dean from Parramatta. That's not something we can say, of course, but thank you, Mighty Murph. We can't get in trouble from Dean if we are reading out those comments. And Blake saying, in fact, yes, that's me, and referring to the fact that he is the Blake that I was thinking of. You know what I'm trying to say, but thank you, Blake, for watching, and that is good stuff. As Murph says,
Jimbo and LJR Rose Racing here.
What's going on here? I'm shitting on now. Thank you for that. Get me back on track, please. As Jimbo, and look at this, Jimbo, and a bit of LJR Rose Racing. If you don't mind, he is. Whoa, look at this, not too far as they go through the corner with no name. And Jimbo's going to go up to Rose Racing. No. And this is an interesting corner here, Wilco, because. Puon, is this one you can? It's certainly flat in an F1 car, but what's it like in these cars? Can you take it flat, or do you have to ease off?
It's sketchy so you definitely got to brake and flick it in, but because you're trying to run as little downforce as you can, it makes the fast corners. So Puong, Blanchimont, which we're going up to now, and Eau Rouge, they're pretty scary. They're actual corners on these cars compared to F1, where it's just close the eyes, turn in, you'll be all good. These cars, it's pretty sketchy. So even going up to Blanchimont here, so this the fast left-hander, it is flat, but it's only just flat, because if you can easily run off the track for starters, but if you hit the inside curb, you're going to have a big spin out to the outside of the track there. But those two got through right there. Let's have a look. So Jacko's extended his lead, but I think the next closest battle is the Wolf and GRT, and Harvey's pitted. So can GRT make another comeback drive, which he likes doing in this league? So hopefully we can get him back in the top end of the points to keep that championship fight going.
Well, let's have a look here. This is a very spicy looking battle, this one, isn't it? GRT just behind, it's the Wolf. And Rick Oztech is a bit further back there, but is that car Kilroy? Where's Kilroy?
Kilroy, he's a lap down, yeah. So he's trying to unlap himself. As we got the Wolf and GRT going side by side. Oh no, they've backed out of it. So
well, it's going to be quite difficult, isn't it? Kilroy obviously has the pace here, Wilco, but these two are in fact racing for position, of course, and they do not have to, well, they don't have to let him by, do they? But he's just trying to unlap himself, so is it, I guess, smarter to let Kilroy by here? In fact, let's have a look and see what GRT is going to do. And, boy, the boys aren't doing him too many favours, but I reckon he might be through there, Wilco.
Yeah, he's lifted off, so GRT's thought, okay, yep, Kilroy's fast, I'm going to lift off here. Hopefully Wolf and Kilroy don't get tangled up and GRT gets involved in another accident. But looking so far so good as Jacko stretches lead again. So it was fluctuating around that 9 to 10 mark, 10-second mark. So we'll see. As remember, Harvey's still in the pit, so you almost go a lap down just with his pit lane alone, let alone if he's done his damage repair too, because he hit the wall pretty hard, so he'd probably have a good 30 seconds of damage or so. So he's just going through turn 1 now, and Jacko is going through Blanchemont, so it's going to be close whether Harvey goes a lap down or not.
Well, it's going to be touch and go, that's for sure, but we're just going to see this. Where is Jacko now? He's coming up towards the bus stop, I believe, so he almost is a lap down. You're spot on, Wilco. A bit like what we saw in Hungary as well. So these very slow pit stops in this game. It's not like the Red Bull team, is it? Sort of 4 tyres on and off you go in a couple of seconds. This is a very, very slow pit stop on this game. God, I love these overlays and graphics and all that sort of stuff. How good is it? Thank you for that, Voodoo.
Harvey should get out just in front, yeah. He's just leaving the pit lane now.
And Harvey is coming up through sort of Eau Rouge, isn't he? You sort of cut that first part of Eau Rouge there, but
still pretty scary. you got big walls on the both sides of you as you're coming up there, so it's really easy to crash. But he's got out in front, so that's not too bad, because if Jacko has a little incident, Harvey's pace should slot him behind Voodoo. There's a big gap between Voodoo and LJR Rose Racing, but there's not a big gap between LJR Rose Racing and Jimbo. And even Caleb, I know Caleb's a bit far behind, but yeah, Jimbo and LJR still having a nice battle, Trev.
There we go. Let's just have a look at that. And look at that, Jimbo right up behind LJR Rose Racing. Voodoo sitting pretty in second, the Nigerian prince. But, well, Jacko, there were comments made about, is he too fast for Tier 2? But this is a man who, prior to that mid-season break, he won Tier 2, he won Tier 1. And
LJR Rose had a moment and
Jimbo,
he sort of lost the back end, and he slid through the corner and come back and tag Jimbo, but luckily they both didn't spin, they sort of caught it, so a little bit of contact there, but it was all good. It was just a little mistake by LJR Rose Racing, but these two continue to battle.
They certainly do, and that is a battle that's going to continue with 28 minutes remaining in this race. And Big Shep has hit us up with a drinking game. He says we played a drinking game during Bathurst every time if your car caused or was involved in the safety car, you scull your drink. And good stuff there, Big Shep.
There was only about 4 safety cars, so it wouldn't be much drinking then.
Wilco just firing back. And we're waiting to see what Big
Shep's the slowest drinker I've ever met, so don't worry. He rang me up last year at Bathurst at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and he was camping there, by the way, and he's like, oh, yeah, how you going? I've had a few drinks. I'm like, oh, how many? He goes, oh, 4? I'm like, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you've been drinking since 8 a.m. You had 4 beers in 8 hours. And he goes, oh, young whippersnapper, you. And, you know, I've been up 48 hours straight drinking before, and yeah, but you're only having 10 beers, doesn't really matter, does it, True?
No, it's a beer.
Rant's over.
4 of them for the race. What's that? It's a beer every 250k. So that's poor form, Shep. They're rookie numbers. Need to bump those numbers up, Shep. But look at this. So, and by the way, as we're on lap 7 of this race now, Jacko stretches that lead. And wow, these gaps at the front. We've seen drivers encounter some issues. Mostly all by their own making, as we see Jimbo come through turn 1 now, but he's 14 seconds behind. And as Nobby Nuts says, every time a BJR car was involved, you would be blind. And
exactly.
Good stuff. Thank you, Nobby Nuts Racing.
Where is Nobby tonight? He's not racing tonight.
Well,
Nobby,
let us
everything
know.
all good, mate?
Let us know, Nobby, and what is happening with you. He changed his PSN to Nobby Nuts from Nobby Doldrums, and he seems to have changed his YouTube name as well. And that is commitment, if you don't mind. But speaking of commitment, Jacko. He won before the mid-season break, Tier 2 and Tier 1, and now he is well and truly out the front for Tier 2 as Blake D, the Blake we all know and love, says, can we get KRL Wreckfest? Well, I did see it on special at Target a while back for just $39. So we'll wait and see what happens there. It is payday today too, Wilco. Could get a digital deluxe platinum gold edition or something maybe on the PSN store.
With a little car of a little steel box fucking car thing you get with all those games these days.
Yeah, the key ring, the case and all that sort of stuff. Up in Bundy, had a mate's family funeral to attend. Should be back tomorrow. Sorry to hear that, Nobby Nuts. But up there in Bundaberg, and Nobby Nuts there, condolences for that, but that is no good. But back here on track, great to have you watching though, Nobby Nuts, and we hope to see you back very, very soon. But El Majako leads, like we said, Voodoo Child, the Nigerian prince, and well, he's not scaring too many people tonight, and it's going to take a little bit for Jimbo to scare him, in fact. Not like what we've been seeing on some of his recent live streams, but Jimbo 16 seconds further back, and then it's LJR Rose Racing. This battle continues, Wilco, as Big Shep says, oh, here we go, we've got a response. Big Shep Sunday had 18 finished about 11:30 p.m. that night. And
that's over the weekend, though. He didn't tell you that bit. You left that out. He had 18 beers over the whole weekend. Well, the whole week he's been up at Warrnambool. So, Shep, you got to pull your finger out, mate.
Now, I've heard a bit of a rumour that he knows somebody who runs the speedway down there. Let us know that story as well, Shep, in the comments if you don't mind. But 18, Wilco, loving these numbers at the moment. A cool 18 if you don't mind. 40 playbacks, watch time through the roof. And that is just what we want as Mighty Murph, the two Allens going at it. And that's pretty weak. And hi guys, I've moved over the last week and I'm on holidays next week. Should be on in a few weeks. That is Aussie Thunder. So big hello to you, Aussie Thunder. And good stuff. So we'll wait to see you, Aussie Thunder, back. Thanks for watching. Maybe that's why we've got a few more viewers tonight, Wilco. We've got a few guys who aren't racing, so they're watching with 24 minutes remaining. Well, I don't want to say the Sting's got out of this one, Wilco, but
the Sting's gone out of this one.
the Sting's got out of this one. But
Harvey's had another mistake because he's now behind Jacko. He's lapped down and just let Voodoo through. So it's gone from bad to worse for Harvey tonight. Big horse.
Well, it's tell you what is going on for the big horse, Harvey Norman. He seems to be interest-free tonight, doesn't he? He's down there in 9th place at the moment, a lap down. He's let Voodoo through, you can see on your screen. And Blake, who asked about Wreckfest, now wants to know about GTA. Well,
we'll cover all the games.
Yep, well, we might wait until GTA 5 comes out on the PS6, Wilco. Then we might,
well, then we might get the new one after that.
then we might get a special. We might get something going for the PS7 or 8, and then my daughter Tay can be playing as well. But here we go, Harvey Norman. Go, Harvey, go. Go, Harvey Norman. Well, he's not going too far at the moment, but Kilroy, wow, look at this, 9th and 10th. If you don't mind, Wilco, for Harvey Norman and Kilroy.
Harvey Norman's pitted again, so wonder if this is going to be a pit to retire the car, Trev.
Retire the car. And are we seeing some Alex Albon style retirement here? Just making a bit of a meal of it. Missed the apex, says Blake. But is he retiring the car? I think they're getting a garage space ready. And, of course, I'm joking because we don't see any pit crew, do we? And he's just parked up behind you, Wilco. Behind Bert Mylander there in the pit lane. And that could be all she wrote. Or is he just coming in? Is this,
he might be doing another pit stop. I don't know. Oh, he's already made his mandatory pit stop. So I'm not sure. We might, maybe I might have to fire up the old GT4, Trev, and I might get some points here tonight.
Well, here we go. You got a fair chance, I can tell you. There's not much happening, but you can see there, like we said, Big Horse and Kilroy both at the pointy end, weren't they? In the first lap or so, but now they're 9th and 10th, still holding on to a points finish, but not by much. But this race here tonight, you can see track temperature 23 degrees, no wind to speak of. optimum track conditions. With 22 minutes to go, Wilco, I heard a little birdie say that we're going to finish this race just on sunrise. Is that correct?
That is correct, Amundo. So you can see, okay, I'll tell you, so it was 2 a.m. start time. It is now, it's on times 5 progression. It's now 4:13 a.m. So you can see it's starting to get a bit lighter now, so getting a bit easier to see for the drivers, and until the big sun comes up and blinds them good, you're going into the bus stop. But yeah, a few drivers making their pit stop now. I'll tell you what, I was a bit a bit hesitant doing a 45-minute race for Tier 2. And this is the reason why, Trev. It's a bit boring at the moment. We need to make our own fun.
Well, let us know if you're still watching. Well, I know you're still watching, but let us know where you are, what you're doing, and we might get a bit of interaction happening in the comments. We might have to flick over to GTA or something, but we'll just wait and see what happens there. But LJR Rose racing into the pits at the moment. So we started at 2 a.m. and we're still going at 4 a.m. This sounds like Big Shep sort of Carrum Downs style evening for Big Shep. Or would Big Shep... Well, Big Shep
down
probably...
at the Huey's Bakehouse.
down at
yeah, Sinbad's.
Down at Sinbad's, and then maybe finishing off with an apple cake at Huey's Bakehouse. Formerly sponsors of the stream. We're open to sponsorship, of course. I probably can't get down to Huey's Bakehouse or Sinbad's for a little while yet. Before Dan the Man opens things back up. But 20 and a half minutes remaining in this one.
Oh, someone's had a moment. Who's that?
And something is going on, is it not? No, Caleb's in the pits. Kilroy's okay. Rose Racing seems to be okay. It's the Wolf out on his own.
No, someone spun. It might have been LJR, maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, he's back on the track at the moment there in the number 95 Ferrari. But you can just see from that track map, can't you, Wilco, that the drivers are very
spread out.
They're very spread out, aren't they? Have a look at that.
Got any of the viewers here? You got any questions about the rest of the season or the Tier 1 guys tomorrow night? Remember, we've got a vote for your driver of the day as well. So last race at Hungary, Voodoo was the one who won it, so we had to make his own name on the thumbnail. And in Tier 1 we had HSV was the other guy. So what's GRT doing? Telling him it's the right pedal. Well, unfortunately, GRT, he's up in P4 now. He had a bit of a moment at the start of the race where he might have moved under brakes, trying to pass someone, but Voodoo was up his inside, and it caused a bit of a pinball, mate. So unfortunately, that's sort of spread the field out pretty much from then on. So hopefully, once these boys have made their pit stop, we had Jimbo and Jimbo and LJR Rose Racing, we're having a good battle. So hopefully these two can continue it, or I might have to pull out the safety car, Trev, and slow everyone down and bunch everyone up.
Well, I'm just looking at the Mexican Premier League soccer here, Wilco, at the moment, and it is Guadalajara 1, Mexico City 2, and that's into the second half. Back to wing, back to the center, back to wing, back to center. The center holds it, and so we'll keep an eye on that. I've got another screen happening now, all just having fun. As your man, Big Jason Dunstall, doing some nice work on Speed Round on Fox Footy as well, leading into the grand final. If you don't know the story, Jason being named after Jason Dunstall and carries the number 19 as well. Couldn't quite... what's the story, Wilco? He was 1,254 goals compared to Plugger Lockett's 1,300. And I think he might have got an injury, didn't he? Or he retired or something. Couldn't quite get to Plugger's record, but that's a story for another day. GRT into third, says Nobby Nuts Racing up there in Bundy. And
yet to make his pit stop though.
Yet, yes, very, very true. And you can see
here
that.
He comes.
And here he comes now into the pits. I've got to say, I'm not a huge fan of this pit lane. And OGT says, hey lads, throw a safety car with 10 to go, Wilco. We might just bring a safety car out with, what was it, 3 or so laps left, a bit like Bathurst last week.
Yeah, I'm not sure Jacko and Voodoo are going to appreciate that. They're just having a nice little Sunday drive or a Wednesday night drive, 14 seconds apart from each other. But we've got Rick spun at the no-name corner, but GRT comes into the pit, so... Where is Jacko on track? Jacko is going up to... Is Stavelo? No, Stavelo is coming onto the back straight, so he's in that middle sector there. Voodoo is just hanging around that 14-second mark, so if Jacko makes a mistake, Voodoo could pounce, and we could see Voodoo on the top set of the podium tonight, Trev. Wouldn't that be a sight?
Well, that would be absolutely magnificent. The man who does all the thumbnails, all the graphics, manages to stream each and every night. Some pretty scary stuff, I've got to say, in the mid-season break. But the only scary prospect here tonight is that this man could possibly win this race. You've got to be in it to win it. As Thunder says, yep, safety car soon. But, well, what an absolute sight that would be. Even P2 wouldn't be all bad, would it, for Tier 2? But Voodoo says, yes, I want more than that, please. And it's the Wolf now up into third. But it's the Wolf and GRT, of course. They have made their stops, haven't they, Wilco? Well, no, they haven't,
Yep.
have they? Yep.
So who's that? It's Wolf and GRT. GRT is... Yep, he's made his stop, so he's actually a lap down too. So, once Jacko has his stop, it should fix itself out. People should go back to on the lead lap. As Voodoo's pitted now, so ooh, hiccups. Too much drinking the vodka on the steamer. Not the good.
Don't worry, it'll be held a secret. And Voodoo comes into the pits a bit like Kimmy. There, I'm sure Kimmy gets on the vodka. Voodoo into the pits, straight through Rick Oztech, also in the pits at the moment. But Rick Oztech not going. He's not going anywhere, is he, Wilco? The safety car. You're still ahead of Nemo. I'm not sure what happened to Nemo. He's disappeared off the face of the earth. But Rick Oztech also in the pits. Caleb as well. So everybody who is still running in this race, and you can see on that map, they are all over the place. But everybody running from Jacko down to Harvey. Well, they're going to score points, aren't they, Wilco? Everybody will score a point tonight with 15 minutes to go in this round 6 race, Tier 2, Enduro week for KRL here.
Hey, I'm just messaging Voodoo. Voodoo, tell Jacko, because you guys are in the same party, to flash his headlights if he wants me to come out as a safety car. If he says yes, then we'll do it.
Well, there we go. We'll keep an eye on Jacko for the time being, but Kilroy behind GRT, the closest thing. Boy, we've really got to earn our money tonight, don't we, Wilco? As Voodoo saying, this is bloody tough. And there's that comment, Wilco. Voodoo ask Jacko if he wants me to throw a safety car just to spice it up. We should have written this into the rules, shouldn't we, Wilco?
Yeah, I know.
If you get more than so many seconds in front before the safety car comes out.
It just doesn't count for tomorrow night if I'm in the lead, so we'll let that go. If I'm in the lead.
Clause 1.1a, if Wilco is leading, forget about everything we just said. But Jacko leads. Let's recap if you're just joining us here tonight. Big hello to you as Voodoo comes out of the pits now. Is that, it's the Wolf coming past? I think that might have been. Tell him to pit this lap if he wants a safety car. And is somebody sending me a message there? I think it's the Chicken Führer himself. And the man who had his boss throw the keys on the roof. And we were sending suggestions through. Let us know how you went with that. But Voodoo has made his pit stop. And now it's the Wolf up into third. Also making his pit stop. We've got to keep an eye on Jacko, don't we? He's not flashing his lights, Wilco. So he must not want a safety car. He wants to keep leading.
And that's fair enough. He's leading the race quite comfortably and wants to get the win tonight. But yeah, so it's a tad boring. We need Rob to join the party so we can start some chicken dance going.
And we'll have to get something going as we watch our race leader. And let's have a look here. Brazilian women's beach volleyball scores. It is Rio.
Oh, you got videos of this stream?
We might be able to get the stream. We might be able to get the feed up here. But it is Rio de Janeiro currently leading Sao Paulo, Brazil. And if you believe that, you'll believe anything. Unfortunately, we can't get any footage of that. But what do we got here? We've got some tennis happening as well. But we'll keep you informed. 12 minutes to go. You never know, Wilco. Anything can happen. And they say it usually does. But not a lot's happened tonight. But LJR in third. Jimbo Jones in fourth. And boy, these cars look very nice at night, don't they? Look at that jet black Ferrari, the number 91. And look at those brakes, Wilco. They get so hot. And what is it like? We can see the sun finally dawning on us here, Wilco. But what's it like making that transition from nighttime to daytime or vice versa? What have you got to? What are you looking for? Is it hard to pick those braking zones as the sun comes up and gets in your eyes?
Yeah, it can be. If the sun, you should get it towards the end of the race, right through this corner here. So the sun just pops over that little horizon there behind those trees, and it can be a little bit hard to see. The main problem with going from night to the day here is the tyres go through the roof. So tyre temps, the track gets hot, so you already see, it's 23 degrees, so give it another couple of minutes, once the sun starts hitting the track, we'll go straight up to 25, 26 degrees, which of course doesn't seem like much, between 22 degrees when it started to 26. But that 4 degrees, Trev, can actually cook the tyres, especially long corners around here, especially in these GT3 cars compared to F1, for example, where the corners are, they've got more load going through them, but the corners are over in half a second or so. So tyres can get cooked around here, so that's why you see Jacko pitting late. So he's got his pressures sorted for when it starts to get warm. Hopefully they actually put wet tyres on or something and he can have a nice battle with Voodoo, but Voodoo is just going through the no-name corner now. So we'll see how far behind Voodoo comes out after this pit stop.
We'll have a look at Voodoo. You can see Jacko there in the pits at the moment. So we'll just keep an eye on this. Voodoo now, beautiful Ferrari. Look at that. Number 1 for Voodoo, G-O-D. God written on the front of his gold Nigerian Ferrari. But Jacko, we know it's a long pit stop, but Jacko is on his way out of the pits now. So he might, he's definitely going to maintain that lead, isn't he?
It was 14 seconds before he pitted, so it's still he's still going to be on the pit limit for another 30 seconds or so. So although Voodoo is just going through Blanchimont now, it's probably going to be probably 13 to 14 seconds is going to be the gap. So it's long pit lane, Trev. It's going to absolutely kill us tomorrow night in T1 because it's slow as anything.
Just looking at Jacko there, it sort of takes in the new pit lane that the F1 guys use, and then the old pit lane as well, doesn't it?
It's the 24 hours. So the actual, it's fun fact, when we did Misano back in round 2, it was, I've not set this up at all, but it was the MotoGP of Misano. When we did Nürburgring, it was the Nürburgring 24 hour, and when we're doing Spa, this weekend is the Spa 24 hours. So it sort of worked out that we're doing the big races at the same time as the real races in real life, and that was not planned at all.
Absolutely brilliant. Once again, our timing is perfect, and Voodoo has had a huge moment, and he is around. Wowee.
Did he hit the wall?
And he didn't hit the wall, but he's facing the wrong way up the top of Eau Rouge. He's hit the wall now, though. Now he's going to get it into reverse, and who's behind him? LJR Rose Racing just coming up towards Eau Rouge. Is he going to get it together?
We're going to have a battle here, Trev.
Hallelujah. And now, I was about to say we were going to have a battle, but Rose Racing nearly lost it at the top of the hill as well. But, that is going to put Voodoo out well and truly. Not only does it extend this man's lead, Jacko might be on to lap the field here. Just thinking if there's a few more incidents, as Voodoo now on your screen, you can see how close it is. Rose Racing right behind him. Well, not right behind him, but 2 seconds now. And boy, oh boy, it is a quiet race, isn't it, up there in second? Voodoo just facing the wrong way coming through Eau Rouge and Radion, and then he just sort of... he managed to gather it all up and
the Austin Powers.
He's just done the 3-point turn there, and but now he's going to be under pressure. So the last 8 minutes of this race will be very, very tense. And I'm just looking at the rest of the gaps. They're all being counted in laps, aren't they? It's the wall. That's. I'm just looking at 7th. Look at that, 7th, 8th, Kilroy. Crumpkin 2 laps down. Caleb 5 laps down. Wilco, you're the safety car man, of course. But GRT 7 seconds behind Jimbo, who hasn't had a bad race, has he, Jimbo? He's just slotted it up there into P4 and done quite nicely with 7.5 minutes remaining in this one. 14 laps gone in this race. And as Murph just starting the banter a little bit early, he says, I hope you like the back of the Porsche. I'm guessing that's, he reckons that's all you're going to be seeing, Wilco, tomorrow night.
Well, will be when I lap him, so as long as he respects blue flags, gets out of the way, we'll be laughing.
And shots fired across the Tasman there. And for the man in Auckland, and Kia Rana to you. 2 weeks
Oh,
in the
what does
Cook
that even mean,
Islands.
Trevor?
Oh,
Kia ora doesn't mean
Kia
anything,
ora,
eh?
yeah, well, I don't know what it means. Fucking ask Trevor. Fucking smart ass prook. And thank you for that, Mighty Murph. And yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow night. Keep those comments coming in, but keep them nice and clean, eh? So I don't have to approve them because it's hard to reach the mouse from here. I can reach other things, but not the mouse. But LJR Rose Racing is now 3 seconds behind Voodoo. This is the closest battle we have on the track. And my goodness gracious me, we've still got 18 people sticking with us, Wilco, which is an absolute bloody miracle with
What
six and a
legends.
half minutes to go. And stick with us. We're going to watch the sunrise shortly here through the trees in the Ardennes forest. And this is going to be magnificent. How far ahead is he? It's not even showing the times now for Jacko, but well, he's
There
not a
we go.
lap ahead, but 36 seconds, so he's a fair way ahead. But I reckon Voodoo's probably got the pace advantage on LJR here. You reckon, Wilco? That gap's staying steady, and if anything, it's being extended by our man Voodoo.
Yeah, it is. So Voodoo has had the pace most of the night. We got a message from Chef there, Trev. I'll let you read that out.
He says, how is Prime Possum tonight, Trev? I've got to say, my daughter doesn't really give a shit about Prime Possum, especially with daylight savings, of course, here in Victoria. Prime Possum, 7:30. Tay just using that as a guide, and then she continues to party on for another couple of hours. But Prime Possum, little bit freaked out by Prime Possum in my early days, Wilco. A little bit scary, the thought of a large possum tucking me in at night, but and sitting up in the
No,
tree.
it's just Shep after a couple of drinks. Don't worry.
And it's not Eddie Maguire in that suit. It could be Alan Shep, or Big Al, as he's known to the Channel 9 News community, as Big Shep from Carrum Downs. Big Al, the man who
Excuse me.
wears his undies on his face and knows that guy down in Warrnambool, tuning in from Warrnambool, a place where I spent a little bit of time as a kid as well, 96 to 98. Wilco's younger years, it has to be said. But great little spot down there. A little bit touristy, I've got to say, at the moment, but not a bad place nonetheless. But lap 16, enough shitting on. It is Jacko now as he put a lap on somebody else. Harvey Norman up to 7th. Now you can see him just behind Jacko there. Voodoo still in second. That gap 5 seconds. So I've got to say, I don't reckon that he's going to be a threat to Voodoo at all there.
No, but I'll tell you who is going to be a threat. GRT is closing in on Jimbo right now, so ooh, hiccups again. Keep off the vodka. 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go, and GRT is all over Jimbo for 4th place here.
4 minutes remaining, so what's that, a couple of laps, you'd reckon? And 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes now remaining in this race. 2.3 seconds separating GRT. Oi, 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 GRT. He's gonna send it. GRT. And Jimbo, boy oh boy, Jimbo's been scared all week, and I reckon he's gonna be scared again now because GRT's creeping up on him. And I reckon he needs his Ouija board at the moment, Wilco, because he's going to be saying Bloody Mary 3 times. I reckon GRT might have a crack at him here as we come up to the last lap of this race. Somebody into or out of the pits. GRT. Oh no. Well, that is not what we were expecting as Crumpkin just comes through the back there. But where's Jacko? I know Jacko will definitely have another lap, maybe 2, to complete before the end of this race. Voodoo in second, but that was, what happened there, Wilco? Just a bit too close for comfort.
I missed what happened through Eau Rouge, where Jimbo might have gone slow. But I saw when GRT looks like he got on the curb and then sort of just veered left, and unfortunately made contact with Jimbo. I'm not sure. My OGT might have seen that, or you might have seen that better, but I sort of just saw the end of it, Trev, and don't really want to comment on what actually happened because I didn't watch the whole thing.
Well, we won't blame anyone for that, but it just looked like GRT kind of got his line wrong through the top of Eau Rouge there, and might have come up with a bit too much pace, I think, maybe. for Jimbo, and they might have made contact, but we'll have to have a look at the replay a little bit later on, Wilco, if you can. But anyway, Jacko
I'm
leading
watching it
this
now.
race on the penultimate, what should be the penultimate lap of this race. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. He is dominating big time. And then it is Voodoo now. Rose Racing still in third, coming up behind Kilroy. So Kilroy's had some pace. We've been seeing him unlap himself, but having said all of that, it's 8th and 9th. We might take a look at those championship points, Wilco. And that is, well, that is fairly interesting in terms of the championship. You can see the championship points on your screen. So Jacko will go to 100 points, will he, after this result tonight? And GRT could possibly not score anything, and they were even Stevens coming into tonight.
Yeah, so I've just seen the incident again, and yeah, it looks like, well, Jimbo hits the inside curb going up a Rouge, and it pushes him wide. He just misses the outside wall, but GRT sort of follows him off, and then has to get to the right to make sure he doesn't hit Jimbo, and then he sort of just comes straight back on the track, and Jimbo, probably, like, Jimbo was on the far right of the track, where if he had been a bit smarter, he could have given the right-hand side of the track for GRT, but at the same time GRT sort of come flying back on the track, so it's sort of both their fault there, Trev, but unfortunately Jimbo, as he does about 10 360s in a row, he should still hold on to P4 as Jacko's just started the last lap, so leader's on the last lap now, so he's going through the last chicane now, Trev. I'll let you take that away.
There we go. This is going to... We're going to have another lap, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know. It's glitched out for me.
30,
I've got...
Yeah, 32 seconds.
Yeah, still got another lap.
Leader is on the last lap. Leader is on the last lap. Why does he sound like Chris Gale, that man? I don't seem to know why he sounds like the boss. Got to respect the name. Got to respect the name. Yes, the IPL on at the moment as well. We can check those scores. No, we won't, because the leader is on the last lap, as OGT says, racing incidents, I reckon. So not much in it. Big Shep says, put a safety car in and I will go and get another frothy. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get one now. So he's asked the question and then answered it himself. Thank you for that, Shep. GRT retired, hurt. GRT retired, hurt. Very hurt indeed. And that's a bit of a throwback there, Nobby Nuts. Very, very hurt indeed. That's a throwback to the old 12th man records, Billy Birmingham style, but it is Jacko on the last lap. And that poses the question, does GRT still get points? He's only...
Yep.
Yep.
75% of the race done, so...
Yep, so he'll still get points for 8th.
Yep.
But that's going to be a pretty big advantage for the number 912 Porsche Consulting Porsche for Porsche car there. It's Porsche, Ferrari. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Porsche, Ferrari, and 3 Ferraris if you don't mind. Then we've got 3 Bentleys. So that's interesting. Then a Mercedes, and well, they're all the rest of them are in the pits. And I reckon Bargs would get a 15-second stop-go penalty for both drivers. But we're going to stick. Thank you for that, Blake, who's still watching. Thank you, along with 16 other people. And they are absolutely magnificent indeed. Thank you, despite the technical difficulties, which hopefully we can iron out before tomorrow night and get things a lot more smoother for you. But it's this man a long way ahead.
Is he the driver of the day, Trev?
Well, he is.
Everyone, make sure you put in your votes for driver of the day. Is any one of these 10 drivers, because Nemo and myself don't count. So if you got your driver of the day, put it in the comments here, and that'll go towards driver of the day. But I'll let you finish off the race here, Trev.
There we go. He won Tier 2 in round 5 and Tier 1 in round 5, and he continues his perfect run here because he wins at Spa-Francorchamps, and he is the king of Belgium tonight. And great stuff. Jacko takes the win here tonight and extends his championship lead. As Voodoo now, we head to the Nigerian Prince, the man who creates these wonderful, wonderful graphics you see on your screen. And he is an absolute gem, one of our favourites here at KRL. But the Nigerian Prince, you can see coming through the final corner, the second last corner, the final corner now, onto the start-finish straight for his best result, I believe, of the season. He comes across the line in second place if you don't mind. Despite the spin at the top of Eau Rouge a couple of laps ago, Wilco, he takes second and ahead of Rose Racing. So it is Porsche, Ferrari, as OGT says, Jacko, driver of the day. Top effort, mate, says OGT. And
Battle for fourth here.
here we go. We've got a battle for fourth. Jimbo. Is this Jimbo? And it's the Wolf. It's not over yet. Look at this. Jimbo Jones. And they've still got a long way to go here. Driver of the day says Nobby Nuts for Elmer Jacko. Blake wants to vote for Caleb as he's the most similar to me in position in online racing. And Jacko, driver of the day, thank you for that, Nobby. Keep your driver of the day coming in. But Jimbo runs wide, and it's the Wolf will have an opportunity to get up into fourth position, I reckon. And they're side by side, and this is never going to end well, Wilco.
Jimbo has a lot of damage. Look how slow he is on the straight. So of course he had that crash with the GRT, so he's got so much damage.
And
he's running wide.
Running
he's going to struggle
there.
to pull it up here.
So he won't be making a move there on It's the Wolf for P4. As we see the sun starting to rise here in Belgium, but it's going to be It's the Wolf across the line in fourth. And Jimbo taking fifth, quite a lot of damage there. As Harvey's, or must already be a lap down as he's spinning around there. Kilroy into the pits along with everybody else, but Jacko is our race winner tonight and also our driver of the day. That man in second and that man in third. Voodoo says, what a race. I knew it would be intense, but not that intense. Can't wait to see tomorrow night as we wait for our drivers to enter the post-race press conferences. We're going to start with the winner, then Voodoo, then Rose Racing. But, well, it had some moments early on, Wilco. It quietened down. It was a bit of a slow burn. But, well, it was a long race. Maybe the driver's not used to that 45-minute race. That extra 15 minutes, Wilco, causing a few problems for them tonight.
It killed me too. So, yeah, that was a long race. But I just think it's going to be even longer tomorrow night. But I'm sure the action's going to be a lot more full on. We've got a lot more. The driver's a lot closer in Tier 1, so it should be a really good one tomorrow night. But the boys have joined the party, so I'll let you take away with the race winner there, Trev.
Well, they certainly have, and it is indeed our race winner joining us in the party chat. Jacko, can you hear us loud and clear?
I certainly can.
Unbelievable stuff, mate. Congratulations on the dominant win tonight. You were coming into tonight even, Stevens, in the championship, 75 points apiece between yourself and GRT 0-2. But your dominant performance tonight, mate, extends your championship lead and continues your mega form, run of form after the mid-season break, mate. You can't do too much wrong at the moment. Talk us through it.
Yeah, well, it went pretty well from my standpoint. It looked like a lot of other drivers had some sort of issue, maybe apart from Voodoo, I'm not really sure. But certainly those Bentleys were quick in qualifying, and then it just looked like a bit of a handful in the race for them, unfortunately. Through Eau Rouge in particular, I think we lost a lot of guys, and I just kept it stable as I could, and yeah, there wasn't much else to do other than keep it on track.
And you did an absolutely magnificent job there, mate. Everyone else sort of, well, they sort of had their own incidents around you, but you managed to keep it facing in the right direction, mate. You took the win tonight. Like we said, you extend that championship lead with only a few rounds left in this championship, mate. You're dominating Tier 2 and Tier 1. Great result tonight. Congratulations, and we'll catch you tomorrow night.
Thanks very much, Trev.
Great stuff, Jacko there. This man in absolutely ripping form, Tier 1 and Tier 2. He's getting it done. As we'll get to these comments quickly. Well done, Voodoo. Jacko, you are driver of the day. Jimbo, you can't vote for yourself. But thank you anyway for trying. As we head along to Voodoo. Voodoo Child, second for you tonight, mate. Second place for you tonight, mate. Talk us through your race and what happened there at the top of Eau Rouge with a few laps to go.
It was absolutely insane. You know, you can only flat foot Eau Rouge that many times before, you know, it's going to give you one. So I was just lucky that I didn't send it into the wall, but the U-turn took a little bit longer than I thought it would. So that gave Rose Racing a really good gain on me. So I was a little bit worried that he was going to, you know, give me a bit of a test for the last couple of laps, but you know, we got it done, and that's the main thing. But You know, it was tense. It was an intense race.
Certainly was, mate. But I think is that the best result of the season for you, or
I think it's tying best result.
tying? So a couple of
Yeah,
second places for you now. So well, just one more step to go, mate. And you
that's it.
might be able to sneak a win there, mate. But congratulations, despite that little
Thank you very
incident
much.
later in the race, mate. You finished, you gathered it all up and finished in second place. Congratulations to you, and we'll catch you tomorrow night.
Will do.
Good stuff. Don't forget that Ouija board there too, Voodoo. Great stuff, our man. Big shout out to you, Voodoo, of course, who does all the graphics here on KRL. He's got a great YouTube channel as well, 91 subs, and we're trying to get him to 100. So click on V is for Voodoo and check it out as our third place man, LJR Rose Racing. A podium for you, mate. You probably thought you had a chance of taking P2 tonight. Talk us through your race.
Hey Trev, yeah, I did. I saw Voodoo go from 30 seconds in front to about 4, then I thought this is it. I just needed him to have a little bit of damage, but unfortunately he didn't, and he sped off again. But yeah, I still had a bit of damage, didn't get it repaired in the first pit stop, so had about 20 seconds there that I just kept for the whole race. And but yeah, I think that pulled me out in front of the other guys, so I think that helped a little bit. And yeah, besides that little run in on the second, third lap, I think it was a pretty clean race.
Good stuff, mate, and handy points there as well. We're just having a look at the points table, mate. It's pretty close there between yourself, Jimbo, OGT, Harvey, and Kilroy. So valuable points as well, mate. Congratulations on the podium finish, and well done for tonight.
Cheers, Trev.
Good stuff.
Cheers, fellas.
There we go. Thank you for that, Rose Racing there. Jacko, our race winner. Voodoo in second place, and LJR Rose Racing in third. Wilco, we're back to do this again tomorrow night, aren't we? We're almost out of time.
Yes, so we're going to see Jacko. Luke, if you're going to race tomorrow night, you're in for your P3 tonight. Voodoo's
I
obviously
should
in
be
as
right.
well, so we're going to see these boys tomorrow night, Trev, and a few of the other fast boys, so it should be good for
Good
a 1 hour
stuff.
race around Spa.
Big thank you to everyone for your company tonight. I think we had 18 or 19 when peak numbers, those. So great stuff. Thank you, OGT, everybody, Jimbo, Voodoo, Big Shep, Nobby Nuts, and all the crew, Murph, Blake as well. Thank you to everyone who watched the stream. You can see on your screen there. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Thursday, is Tier 1 for a 1 hour race around Spa. So that should be absolutely magnificent. Jacko continuing his good form tonight. He took the win. But for now, don't forget, tune in 8 p.m. tomorrow night Eastern Time. But for now, it's goodbye.